Good evening, guys. Yeah, so probably today we'll be having change of character, right? Change of character. And let's get started. Change of character. Change of character, right? Change of character. CHOCH. Okay, so change of character. Let me give you some other sites on change of character, right? Let me make this 12. So change of character indicates price reversals, right? Price reversals, right? Yeah, so when a change of character forms, you know that price is likely to reverse. Yeah, so you know that price is likely to reverse. If we are in an uptrend, you know that price is likely to reverse to a downtrend, right? It occurs when price wants to reverse. It's a reversal signs, right? Indicates price reversals, right? Yeah, so let's look out for some change of character formations, right? So I'll be using two phases to explain this change of character formation, right? Two phases to explain this change of character formation to you. Stages at which change of character forms, right? This is the first phase. I'll be using a box to represent all the phases. This is the second phase, and this is the third phase. So these boxes now will be what I'll be using as the phases at which change of character occurs. Okay, so on the first phase, we have, okay, let me get rid of all of these lines so that it could be. Let me get rid of all of the lines. Yeah. So this line, so these three bosses are the bosses I'll be using to explain the three phases of change of character formation, right? Yeah, so let's fucking get started. Let's get started. So for phase one, we carry amateur, should I say a an early formation, right? Phase one will contain early change of character formation when change of character is still trying to form, right? Then phase two will contain when it's almost forming, and phase three will contain how it looks like and what happens after change of character has formed finish. So with that being said, let's start with phase one. So phase one shows you let me type the phases. Phase one, right? So phase one here, right? So let's get started. Here will be your phase two. Here will be your phase two, right? And here will be your phase three. Here will be your phase three. So now these three phases, let me write it here: change of character formation, right? Change of character formation. Change of character formation. formation. So yeah, so starting with phase one, right? So and here is phase two, right? And here is phase three, so now these three phases are the three phases at which change of character occurs. But then let's map them out. Let's try to identify the levels in these things, because as I've just marked them now, there are nothing on the lines that can help you understand all these drawings, what they are right here. So with that being said, let's get to map out the levels, everything. So now the action that occurred here is this: we are coming from an uptrend, right? And price broke the high, right? And after price took out the high, what did price do? Price came again and took out the low, right? Price came again and took out the low. And as price has taken this high and the low, right? This is what you call your change of character. This is what you call your change of character, right? You then type this thing here as a change of character, a change of character. A change of character, right? So this is where the change of character occurs. At these 2 points where price broke the high and then break the low, right? This is a reversal sign. So now at every change of character, here the price took out, there will be an order block to sell the market to the downside at this point, right? There will be an order block to sell market to the downside at this point. So this other block, you can actually identify it out. So after price took out the high and the low, here there will be an order block to sell the market to the downside. So I haven't taught you guys what an order block is, but as we proceed, you get to know what an order block is. Right, we've not reached there. So for the next phase, this is the first phase formation, and for the next phase, right, still have price doing the same thing because it's the same chart but different phases. So this is first one, price coming to the top, clearing the high, right? And this is the second phase. And this is the second phase. Price coming to the low and clearing that low, right? And clearing this low, bottom. So as price has cleared this high and this low, what do you expect price to do? You don't know because I haven't told you what price to do. So now after price has cleared this high and low, remember I told you there will be another block here to sell the market, right? Or more of like a supply zone. So price you come to that supply zone, tap on the supply zone, and that will bring us to the last phase, right? In this last phase now, you will have price clearing the high, price you clear this high, right? Price you clear this high, price you clear this high. What just happened now? So you have price clearing this high, just like price has been doing. So we clear this high at the top, right? Then we clear the low. Then we clear the low, right? Bottom. So as we've cleared this low, remember your supply zone is at this point to sell the market. So now price will tap on this supply zone. Price will come and tap on this supply zone. And what happened? Price will sell to the downside. Will sell to the downside immediately. So you've seen the direction now. After price taps on that supply zone, price will sell to the downside. And as we sell to the downside, that will bring us to breaking structure. right? And here we had the BOS here. We had a BOS, and you could see that I've just combined some of the basic thing I taught you here now. So this is the change of character formation detailed for you in three phases. In three phases, right? The phase one, phase two, and the phase three. So with this being said, you can do the same thing for a downtrend on a downtrend change of character, right? And for a downtrend, let me get to redo it for a downtrend. This is fun. This is for price coming from an uptrend and trying to sell down, right? Now let's do for price coming from a downtrend and trying to sell to the upside, right? So let's do for that. Okay, I like to clone this. Sorry, clone. Okay, so let's change of character formation. Change of character formation. So for price coming from a downtrend and price wants to go to the upside, right? I also explained that using three phases. The first bar stands for phase one, right? The second bar stands for phase two, and the last bar stands for phase three. Seems like this boss is way bigger than all. It stands for phase three. So these three bosses now, let's do the exact opposite because this one will be the exact opposite to this one. Alright, so and it being the exact opposite, I mean in terms of directions. So we will have price coming from this direction, right? Because this is a downtrend right? It's price coming from this direction, right? So now these are the three phases that I've marked out for you using these bosses, right? And don't forget, this is your phase one. This is phase one, right? This is your phase one. This will be the phase two formation of change of character. The phase two formation of change of character, and this will be the phase three. And this will be the phase three, right? The phase three is the final stage of the formation. So now in this phase one, we have price breaking this low, right? And then price coming to the upside and price breaking this high also. Price took out the low and then price took out the high, right? And here now will be your change of character. Here will be your change of character. Here will be your change of character, right? So here will be your change of character. And remember, just like the short one, in the short one, you have your POI somewhere at the top, right? But here now you have yours at the bottom, at this side, right? At this side, at this side of the price, at this side of the structure. So this is for the first stage, right? For the first phase. And this second one now you have the same thing. Price declare the low, right? Price declare this low, price sweep that low, and then price sweep the high, right? Price declared this high. Right? And price declared that high. And here you see price coming back to that demand zone to play there. Right? Price came back to the demand zone. On this first phase, price didn't. But on this second one, you have price coming back to the demand zone before we go up on the final phase. So these are the phases are after price has cleared a low, price declared a high, and then in the process of clearing the high, price will also come back to mitigate that area that it's clearly low, right? Price will mitigate there because there'll be another block lying here, right? There will be other blocks here, other blocks at this point, right? They will be there. So you mark out the other block and price will mitigate it. And after price mitigates it, that brings us to the last phase of explaining this formation before we go to the live chat, right? My God.